God bless you and good morning. Good morning to everyone, to our listening community. Welcome to another round of Rise and Shine Cumberland County. Wednesday morning, beautiful Wednesday morning. Weather kind of nice on the outside, a little cloudy, but it's going to be a great day. May the 27th, the day that we take time and we remind our listening community every second and fourth Wednesday of the month, we take time to interview the county. The county is presenting different resources that's available to us, and they're making it known. So we want to take time. Make sure you call someone, tell someone that this fourth Wednesday is here, and we're taking time to share those resources that's available. And this morning we have a very powerful, very important topic that we are talking about this morning. Got a good one for you this morning, which is speaking about Mental Health Awareness Month. In fact, I'm told that May is actually the month of mental health awareness. It's a time to recognize mental health, and it's a time to take the overall health and wellness being very serious. Cumberland County works with our community partners and organizations to expand access to care and to connect residents with the resources, and that's what it's really about this morning. What we're about this morning is sharing what Cumberland County is doing to expand access to care and to connect residents with the resources. So our whole objective this morning is that there are resources available, and what we want to do is connect the residents with the resources. And we have resource experts here that's going to help share that with us this morning. So we've got a lot to go through this morning. We've got someone from social service, from the detention center, and from mental health. So all of those will help us know what's available to us. So in order to help us understand who the experts is bringing this great information to us, we're going to start with my near left and give us your name, maybe the office area you work, and a point of contact, if you will, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tamara Morris. I am the Deputy Health Director at the Cumberland County Health Department. I oversee our Health Education Division as a part of my management suite, and so we work on various health topics, health promotions, prevention of communicable disease, a variety of things, and mental health is one of those things. We are at 1235 Ramsey Street here in Fayetteville, and 910-433-3600 is our main line to reach us.
You said it real nice.
I said it real fast. One more time. 910-433-3600 is our main line. You dial that line, you can get to anyone that you need to, but if you say you need mental health, health education information, they'll send you straight to one of our divisions and our educators.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, good morning. My name is Heather Stroka. I'm the licensed clinical social worker at the Cumberland County Detention Center, also affiliated with the Cumberland County Health Department, and I work with the Healing from Within program, which is where we connect individuals that are detained with mental health and substance use services prior to them being released back in and help with that transition.
Okay. Point of contact.
Point of contact would be, I'll spell it out. It's HSROKA at cumberlandcountync.gov. It's easier to reach me by email.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Good morning. My name is Tashima Wilson. I'm a Human Services Clinical Counselor with the Care Center Family Violence Program at Cumberland County Department of Social Services. We work with victim survivors of domestic violence as well as the abusers and their children. Our contact number is 910-677-2532. That is our 24-hour, 7 days a week national hotline for Cumberland County. For domestic violence, our business line is 910-677-2528. We too are located at 1225 Ramsey Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 28301. Please give us a call if you need services.
Okay.
Good morning. My name is Adam Johnson. I'm the Telecommunications Manager, more commonly known as the 911 Manager for the Emergency Services Department here at Cumberland County. My number is pretty easy to remember, 911.
Okay, I think we got that one. Amen. Adam, what's your? Johnson.
Good morning. I'm Majesty Purvis. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor with the Cumberland County Detention Center. We're an extension of WellPath, so we work with the incarcerated, providing mental health assessments, crisis stabilization, and medication management.
And to contact you, the same number as we
No, our contact number is 910-672-5728, and I'm Tajay Brown. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and I too work in the mental health department of WellPath.
Well, again, we thank God for all of you being here with us, and we see we've got a host of information that would help us. So let's get started with that. Dr. Teresa?
Well, let's go with why is Mental Health Awareness Month and conversations like this important at the local level? Why is this? And we can go around the room, whoever wants to
Help
go
us out
with
with
that.
that at the local level. I mean, we know, but why is this so important? Why is it so important for what you do?
I think at the local level, it's important because it stands with the foundation. It is the way that we bring awareness to the community. And if we're open and we normalize this information, it also creates a safe place for individuals within our community to be able to speak about it. So depending on how we approach the conversation, the education, our awareness, and the outreach, I think that begins the opportunity to normalize these discussions.
Before you go to the next, let me just to break the ground. Mental health. When we think of mental health, somebody describe that to us. What does that mean when we're saying mental health itself? We know physical health. My arm hurt, broke my knee or whatever. When we're speaking of mental health, what is that? How does that affect us? That might be I thought some big questions sometimes that kind of. But
Yeah, I think that it really is, like you said, it's beyond the physical. It has everything to do with the whole person. So your mental capacity, how you're able to process information, how you cope, how you engage with others, your interpersonal capacity. So it's a lot of factors, and it's across the lifespan. So you're not just dealing with mental health or trying to make sure that you've got a safe and healthy mind and healthy boundaries and thought process if you're an adult. It also occurs in children and should be acknowledged. As she mentioned, you want to make sure that you are making it a safe space to have conversations, and I think that's across the lifespan. That's one thing that I think gets overlooked at times, that highlighting mental health or thinking about the things that are outside of just your safety and well-being is not just for adults. It could also be for young people and children.
children as well.
And that ties right into how has the conversation around mental health changed over the last several years?
I believe, I'm sorry, I believe at first it was taboo. A lot of people would not acknowledge or want to speak on their mental health issues, or if they were having complications with dealing with day-to-day activities, or if there was some type of chemical imbalance that may be influencing in, how they manage every day. Now it's becoming more normalized, where before, like I said, now we're seeing celebrities that come out and it's not a taboo, or the stigma is being broke down now more than ever.
I believe we're having more conversations surrounding awareness and just educating individuals. I think a huge shift happened during the pandemic as far as just having conversations and acknowledging everyone's stressed, or everyone does deal with stress and heavy emotions. So I think we're talking about it more, also with social media, of course.
So that's good. So let's do this. Let's talk about it in another way of seeing mental health. Why is it important to view mental health the same way we view physical health?
I would say one obvious way is that it's an ongoing process. You wouldn't expect to eat something different one time and your blood sugar or your blood pressure be more regulated. It's going to take work and an ongoing process, and I think that's something that as part of these conversations have continued, and there's more knowledge about how it works, there's better expectations of what the follow-through will be. It's not a one and done, it's an ongoing process.
Let me hit me up with this one. What are some of the misconceptions? This is really, I really want to get this. What are some of the misconceptions about mental health? Now, I know we know a lot more about mental health than we did years ago. In fact, not years ago, when a person was kind of mentally imbalanced, unstable, we would kind of say that person kind of off. Even call them kind of crazy, kind of. So what are the misconceptions about mental health, and how should we try to resolve those or kill those myths about it? I think that's
We
one
can go around
everybody
the
can.
room, yes.
Yeah, I definitely think that one thing is that there's a stigma associated with it, and you know, as a person of faith, a lot of folks think that, you know, you can pray it away, and I think that two things can be true at the same time. You can have a belief in a higher power and believe and trust that you are covered and that healing is on the way, but also take steps to make sure that your life can be improved, utilize professionals like we have here in the room today, take advantage of clinical advisement and care that can get you to a safe place. And so those are sometimes things that folks don't recognize coexist, but they should. And then also recognizing that there is also coexistence across the spectrum of other health conditions. So if somebody's encountering mental health challenges, they may also be tied to other challenges that they're experiencing, like substance abuse or other things that have led them to incarceration. As Heather mentioned, she works with our Healing from Within program at the Cumberland County Detention Center. And if someone is presenting with mental health challenges once they're detained, it's likely that an assessment will show other things that they could be dealing with. So I think that coexisting space is something for us to consider and think about.
Yeah, I would agree with what Tamara said. The misconception is, well, the conception should be it's okay to not be okay.
It's
and
okay
I think
to not.
it's okay not to be okay, and to verbalize that. In the past, like Tamara said, you may be looked at as if you have a lack of faith or you're not believing in God, but it should be normalized where just as an individual who has diabetes shouldn't be ashamed to take insulin, somebody with a mental health issue should not be looked at as weak or inferior for seeking out medication that may stabilize them, or services or counseling. So
now, is mental health a sickness? Okay, you mentioned like if you have diabetes or something, you take medication for it. Is mental health a sickness that should be looked upon as a sickness, and we need to get medical help for that?
Yes, some mental health diagnoses can even be disabilities to that extent. And then it can go back to the question about physical health. Sometimes stress can cause you to be sick. Sometimes trauma can cause you to have seizures we were talking about earlier, or like your body can shut down. Mm-hmm. You can be perfectly fine, and then years along the line something goes wrong and you don't know what happened, and it's all that trauma unfolding, and now your body is relaxing, but all the nerves are coming at you at one time.
You hitting on that. What's the major cause of mental health imbalance? Is there a certain? We know stress is one of the things that can really push you. I heard. Have you ever used that phrase? They got pushed up on the deep end or something. Is there? What's the major cause? Is there one?
The imbalance with mental health?
Yes.
The major cause, that could be layered. I do think trauma is a huge contributing factor. I think it's important to decipher between mental health and mental illness.
Okay, help us with that.
Because mental health it doesn't have to be negative or all bad. You could do positive things for your mental health. A mental illness is, I think, a deeper extension or more severe as it relates to our mental health. So we can do positive things every day that impacts our mental health in a good way. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't have to just be viewed as bad or I'm crazy. And I don't want to say mental illness is crazy as well, but it is more severe.
Okay.
So it is a difference between mental health and mental illness.
That's good to explain. Yeah. Anyone else on that one? And let me even throw this out. Mental health, I know you're a therapist, so you talk is mental health, okay, if I got a cold, I take some pills for it. My arm hurt, I take something for pain. Is mental health something, or mental illness something I can take a medication for, or does it just always require long-term therapy? Somebody to work with? Is there help me distinguish between the two of that? Does that make sense?
Yes, I think there's a lot of information that you're asking in that
a short amount of
question.
time. Okay.
But one thing that I would like to piggyback on what Majesty stated is that your mental health is something that we should always do to be a healthy individual. So walking, talking to a close friend, as the other educators have stated, having a faith base or a higher power that you can believe in to help you. Being able to journal, being able to be mindful and just, look at, the things that you're grateful for. So that is taking care of that mental health. So that's something that we could do on an everyday basis. Any of us can to promote a good, healthy balance in life. When we talk about misconceptions, some of the misconceptions can be exactly what they stated, and then it also can be something where, that individual, just because they have a mental health diagnosis, does not necessarily mean that they're going to be a violent individual or a dangerous person. And that's unfortunate. That is some of the things that we have encountered, unfortunately, through social media, through movies, through books and readings and things of that nature, going back to, like she stated earlier, the taboo phase, But with the medication management, that is only one part of an individual's treatment plan. And that is not the fix-all at all. For an individual, they do have that right to choose what would help them throughout their process. As we've heard today, it is an ongoing process. It's not a Band-Aid that you just put on and then you're supposed to be okay. It takes time. And just like an onion, there's layers to a situation. So if we're talking about trauma that's embedded from childhood all the way up and it has not been identified, it has not been addressed, and now we become adults, those layers, you have to get through those situations. So medication does not allow it to be just a Band-Aid type of fix. Mm-hmm. There are other holistic alternatives that can help an individual. Medication is just a supplement to it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was going to chime in a bit here, be a little personal. I've had my own struggles with mental health at times, and there's a period of years where I did not do a good job taking care of myself, and I was lucky enough to have people in my orbit who recommended me to get some support. And part of my support was both therapy and medication, and it took both of those things, and it's a long process, and it's still processed today. And I think that's another part, talking about the stigma. I think people picture a certain individual. I like to think I'm pretty highly functioning. I do pretty well with things, but if you look at me, you're not going to know those things. So just keep an open mind about what it may look like, and it's not a death sentence. It's something you have to work on.
That's a good point, and we've got to take a break, but we want to come back and chime in on that when we come back. Being able to identify those areas when a person look like they have it all together, they're doing well, but they're looking good on the outside but broke on the inside, and sooner or later they snap and people always start looking. What were the signs? Were there any signs? Those signs that we miss. We want to come back. Again, to our community, you are listening to Rise and Shine Cumberland County, a program that we bring every second and fourth Wednesday to help you realize the resources that's available within Cumberland County. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back. Don't change that dial.
Rain this week is continuing to impact local farmers, with some saying the damage feels eerily similar to what they experienced during Helene. Rhodes' family lost 12 acres of crops during Helene and never expected to see more floodwaters return to the fields this week. Israel says it has killed the new leader of Hamas military wing, Mohammed Odeh, in airstrikes in Gaza. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has won the Republican nomination for the U.S. Senate. He defeated four-term Senator John Cronin. Kyle Busch's passing has sent shockwaves through the racing community as well as some in the medical industry, and doctors are warning that if you have any symptoms that may trouble you, get medical help. North Carolina has experienced one of the biggest drops in teacher union memberships since 2008. That according to a new report. Mike Trayley, NCN News.
I'm Jamie Monticelli, WIDU Radio News. We're about a week away from Coffee with the Commissioners. Check that out June 2nd from 6 until 7 p.m. at the Wade Town Hall, located at 7128 Main Street in Wade. Connect directly with your county commissioners and discuss the topics that matter most to you. Cumberland County Veteran Services will be closed to the public June 1st through 5th while staff attend a semi-annual training conference focused on continuing education and service improvements for local veterans and their families. While the office will be closed to in-person visits, staff will still be available by phone to answer questions and schedule appointments. For more information about veteran services in Cumberland County, you can go online to the county's website. A reminder from Cumberland County Tax Administration. The deadline to apply for property tax relief programs for qualified permanent residents is coming up. That deadline is set for June 1st. From WIDU Radio, I'm Jamie Monticelli.
We still have a stationary frontal boundary nearby, so a couple of isolated showers and storms still possible today, but not likely widespread. It's partly sunny, warm, and humid with highs in the mid to upper 80s. A couple of showers and storms possible tonight. Temperatures stay in the low 70s. A couple of isolated showers and storms are possible on Thursday, and it's still warm and muggy with high temperatures in the upper 70s. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the NCN Weather Center.
Hey, you looking for your next car? Start at Bryan Honda, 4104 Rayford Road in Fayetteville. At Bryan Honda, we make buying a car simple, stress-free, and affordable. Whether you're searching for a brand new Honda or a quality pre-owned vehicle, we've got a huge selection to fit every lifestyle and every budget. From fuel-efficient Civics and Accords to family-friendly CRVs and Pilots, Bryan Honda has the perfect vehicle waiting for you, and with our friendly, knowledgeable sales team, you'll never feel pressured. Need financing? No problem. Bryan Honda works with multiple lenders to get you approved fast with competitive rates that make sense for you. Plus, our certified service department is here long after the sale, keeping your Honda running strong for years to come. Drive smarter, drive happier, and drive home today from Bryan Honda, 4104 Rayford Road in Fayetteville, or you can visit online, BryanHonda.com. Your road starts here. Nobody beats a Bryan Honda deal. Not now, not ever.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
It's time again for your conference, CCFM Conference 2026, Wednesday, June 24th through Saturday, June 27th at the Florence Center, Florence, South Carolina. We will welcome Apostle Joshua Giles, Pastor T. Renee Glenn, Dr. Darius Daniels, Pastor John F. Hanna, Bishop Melvin Lambert, Bishop Bobby Hilton, and our psalmists, Pastor Smokey Norfolk, Pastor Wendy Wyatt, Pastor Naomi Rain, Pastor Lillian Lloyd. Yes, this is your conference. CCFM Conference 2026 at the Florence Center. Admission is free, but registration has major advantages. For more information, go to ccfmnation.org, ccfmnation.org. You don't want to miss the King's Summit CCFM Conference 2026, June 24th through the 27th. Come hungry for God's presence.
Again, thank you for staying tuned to our listening community. Again, today is May the 27th, and you know it's the second Fourth Wednesday of the month, we always take time to interview our county, and today we are interviewing members of the county that deal with mental health awareness and even in the detention area of that. So that's what we're bringing forth to you this morning. I pray that you are listening, you're recording the phone numbers, the points of contact, so that you know someone that needs the resources available. That's the purpose of this program, is to help make you aware and to connect you. Pastor Teresa, you have the next question.
Yes, we have a host of great professions in this room concerning mental health awareness, and we wanted to know how that each one of you how do you collaborate together to reinforce mental health and those that need help. So mental health support often requires many agencies working together. Can you talk about how county departments, healthcare providers, schools, and community partners collaborate? So we'll go around the room. How does your particular organization help this particular organization?
Yes, I think for the health department, it's important to note that we are not a mental health provider, so we don't provide clinical mental health supports, but we can't do anything alone. So we collaborate with other county resources and departments. We make referrals to community-based organizations or clinical services, anything that we can do to connect folks to the resources that they need. What we do provide is education and support. So, for instance, this Friday we'll be offering a mental health first aid class. That's a class that can help individuals, adults. This one is primarily for youth, but adults or youth for mental health first aid can identify warning signs or recognize when there could be a mental health challenge that someone is experiencing, and know the steps to take to respond to that and get them connected to an appropriate source. So offering those types of education classes, providing a collaborative, community-based approach to referrals and support. We love that we share a parking lot with our DSS comrades and are able to say, quick connection and a warm handoff to the appropriate programmatic resources, but we can't do anything alone. And so we work together with other entities to ensure that individuals have what they need or can at least be connected to that next point that'll get them there.
Okay.
At the detention center, as we said before, is part of our job is we try to connect individuals to resources prior to being released and reentry. We do have partnerships with numerous agencies outside in the community, and we welcome all agencies that wish to be a part of our program to come visit us, get to know a little bit more about the program, make that connection so we can also do a warm handoff. There's a little known fact that the detention center does have a mental health court that assists those that are struggling with mental health issues to participate in that program as well. So
you actually invite agencies to come connect with you,
yes,
so that they can know what's available through.
Yes, sir. That is what when we say the warm handoff, we found that we do have more success when we can get a person from a representative from an agency to actually come and set up what we call a professional account. They don't have to physically come in the building and do a face-to-face visit. They can do it. It's all done like telehealth via video, and just to have when that person can put their eyes on that individual, there's a better chance that they're going to follow up once they leave the detention center.
So any person leaving the detention center, they should not just leave the detention center and go back out into the streets. They should connect with another agency to help further them along so they can continue to know how to survive within, so there won't be a repeat.
Yes, sir. That's the goal.
Yes, at Cumberland County Department of Social Services, we too are not a specific mental health entity. We do provide services through the Care Center Family Violence Program specific to education and counseling related to domestic violence matters. Within that, if we do determine that based on the customer's symptoms and or, as we call them, red flags, we may refer them to a clinical provider to make sure that they receive the appropriate services. Due to us having an undisclosed emergency shelter for our victim survivors, If there are crises that take place at the shelter, we are able to contact the mobile crisis hotline to be able to receive assistance. At any given point, working with our customers in the community, we do let them know about the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline, and that contact number is 988. Once again, it's 988. And once again, Cumberland County Department of Social Services is located at 1225 Ramsey Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina. 910-677-2450 is the Child Protective Services contact number. 910-677-2532 is the number to the Domestic Violence Crisis Hotline.
And we're going to come out after we go through and talk a little bit about Child Protective Service, because I know that that's a hot area that needs the community to be aware of. Adam?
Yes, thank you. So our role is a little bit different. In some cases, we may be someone's first contact with any attempt to receive services. They may have hit the point where they can't cope with the situations in front of them, or they don't know where to go. We are also not providers, but all of our 911 operators are specifically trained in how to talk with someone who's experiencing a mental health crisis. And what we'll do is, based on the information you provide us, we'll send probably paramedics to the scene to assist you, and at that point, referrals to other resources, like some of our partner agencies in here today, to help get that ball rolling. Because again, it's an ongoing thing, where our role in the process is sort of that, to bridge the initial gap, to keep you safe and stable until you can get connected with a provider face-to-face.
So 911, not just for emergency, a car accident, you can actually dial 911 to find out what services to connect with. That's what you...
We'll send you some assistants who will help you connect to resources.
Gotcha. Okay.
And again, we're trained to help talk you through that. And you can also text 911 if you didn't know.
Okay, no, we didn't know that. You said that? Say it again. I should text.
You can also text 911. We prefer you call, but if you can't, you can always text us.
Text 911, okay. How do you respond back? With a text back to them, or?
Yes, it'll come right back to their phone through a text message.
Okay.
So although we are mental health professionals at Cumberland Detention Center, we actually provide brief psychotherapy. So instead of having that one-on-one for 60 minutes, we have a shorter amount of time. And that goes back to doing the crisis stabilization, providing coping and self-regulation skills. We also assess them for medication management. So we do a little background, get some information, and then we refer them to our psychiatrist on staff. And then sometimes they need additional resources, and that's where Ms. Heather comes in, the social worker there, and they give us the outside pieces. We also have peer support and chaplains. So if there's anything that we can't provide, we try to know what else there is out there so that they can reach out to those sources.
So
as well.
what would cause them to come to you? What would an individual to come to you? What initiates that?
Certain symptoms or behaviors, or just them knowing that, I'm not feeling like myself, or this is not normal. They'll pretty much reach out to mental health, and we'll provide them with assessments.
Okay, they're not feeling like themselves. They're feeling like something is wrong with me. I'm not functioning my right self. They just call. How did they contact you? How did this come to you? They call you. What brings you together?
So at the detention center, they're incarcerated, so they can put in a request through a kiosk, or they can allow a nurse to know that they need mental health services or support. They can also see us when we pass by.
So they're already in the system. There's a matter of connecting to come to you.
Wonderful. Again, let's go with this question here, because I know we need help in this area. Residents, how do residents know where to start if they are unsure of what type of help they need? Again, that's how do residents know where to start? The residents, what can we do to know? You can help us to know where to start if we're unsure of what type of help that is needed.
And maybe it's somebody that's not in the detention center.
I know just in general in Cumberland County, the 211 is a helpful number. You can contact that number, and they have an array of different services, from housing to mental health to DSS with food and nutrition services, food banks, faith-based organizations, clothing donations. So 211 would be one contact number. As I stated earlier, 988, which is also the National Crisis Suicide Hotline. They could contact Alliance Behavioral Health. That is another agency. Anyone else?
Yeah, those are all great resources and some of the things that you would be educated on should you reach out to the health department. So again, 910-433-3600 is our main switchboard number and can get you to any department or division that you may be looking for. Our health education division, our educators are cross-trained in a variety of topics, but we do have each of them in content specialty areas, and Danielle Little is our mental health content specialist, and so she can provide presentations, educational classes, come talk about our resources and available classes, support groups, any of those resources just mentioned, 988-211, and share printed materials. She can table at your health fairs or back to school functions to share information about mental health and wellness or general health promotion and information from the health department. Again, we aren't clinical providers, but we try to maintain knowledge and awareness of community-based resources, any partnerships. We try to strengthen those relationships to ensure that we are providing our best comprehensive list of information as possible. So if you don't know where to go, just give us a call and connect with Danielle. She'll point you in the right direction.
With limited time left, share with the community what they would need to know if they're experiencing some type of mental issue and don't know where to go. Would it be that 211 number? Would it be the 988 for suicide? Where's the starting point? I've got a family member, a loved one, somebody in my community that just don't seem right, and I'm kind of nervous about them because I see them doing weird stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That
I'd
makes
really
sense.
encourage them to take that class, that mental health first aid class. That's one that'll definitely help you identify.
Say that again.
Mental health first aid. So the one this Friday.
Mental health first aid.
Mental health first aid, yes. So that class is going to help adults and youth with skills to recognize early warning signs of mental health or substance use challenges, and then offer supportive help, connect individuals with appropriate care and resources. Today's the last day to register for the session that's happening on Friday, and that class is mental health first aid for youth. But we do have an adult session coming up on July 17th as well. If you reach out to Danielle Little, D. Little at cumberlandcountymc.gov, or you can give her a call at 433-3846. She can get you registered for either one of those classes.
And that's a mental health first aid class
Mental
that
health first aid.
actually help. Okay, with the last few minutes that we have, share with the community something that you will, if you had the mic to be able to just share something with the mental health, what would you tell? What would you say to the community? And then the second part of that question is, what are some of the biggest challenges you face on a daily basis with your job that we can help you with?
I think one of the things that I would say is don't allow stigmas of society, family, culture deter you from seeking help. Be responsible for your own well-being. As individuals, you're your biggest asset, and you can advocate for yourself to be able to influence others. Some of the challenges that we face is not so much a challenge, it's just allowing individuals to feel like when they do speak, they are heard. And sometimes that alone is a challenge, not specifically to my profession or our agency, but the fact that some individuals have felt like they have tried services and may be reluctant to try them again because they feel like their voice hasn't been heard. So that could be a challenge just within itself. So just taking back and listening. You could be a natural support person. You could be from the faith-based community. You can actually be a professional. But just taking back and letting that individual speak and be the expert about what they need, and then we assist them from where they're starting at, and not just coming in believing that we know the answers to everything.
Okay.
I would say it's important to know that you don't have to face challenges alone, and then also, nothing's wrong with you. Something possibly happened to you. Everyone bounces back or deal with challenges in a different way, and what may have had a minor impact on one person, it could have been a huge impact on another person. So just remember, nothing's wrong, something's happened.
What's some of your biggest challenges that you face on a daily basis with your job? Everything going good or something? If you had one other resource to help you do, what would it be?
I would just say more education, psychoeducation. You know, people coming into the jail, you know, they kind of have it where you want to give me crazy medicine, or I'm not crazy, you want to give me medicine, or I don't need to talk to a shrink or a therapist. So I think that the biggest challenge is the stigma that is surrounded with mental health and mental illness.
Okay.
I would like to echo that also. Even though the stigma issue is getting better, it is still an issue. Often when people call us at 911, they should have called sooner. Every person I've talked to, either in my own personal life or consumers out in the community, almost universally, they wish they would have sought help sooner. And that is an ongoing issue. And the other part of that is continuing with whatever your treatment or pathway is. It's very tempting once you hit that first part of stability to feel like you're in a good spot and you don't need your medicine, or you don't need to continue to engage with your services, and that can be kind of a pitfall that people fall into. It's the same way as once you get healthy, if you got your blood pressure regulated, you wouldn't stop taking your blood pressure medicine.
Okay.
But people, because they feel better, they think they don't need it anymore, and because they're trying to get away from that stigma, there tends to be some challenges with continuance of care.
And I was hearing you saying something about to a social worker. I was listening to you saying some of the mental health things that we can do before preventive medicine we can take is make sure we are going on walks, on little simple things. What I'm trying to say, that we don't have to go down this path. If we can take care of ourselves on going on walks, taking breaks. A lot of times with pastors, we have the slogan, "You need to take a break before you break."
Right.
So different things that we can do just healthily, just doing things for our health before we get to another level.
Yes, dancing. There's a lot of free exercise classes that I've noticed. I don't want to, broadcast other people's business, but if you go on social media, there's a lot of free programs from exercise groups, from line dancing. Social media also provides different support groups for people to do different foodie type groups, where you're going around trying different restaurants, but just embracing yourself with doing different things, writing a gratitude book or having a gratitude journal. There's a new jar that's kind of trendy now, where they have different faith-based statements or scriptures in it, and sometimes it based off of your emotion, because they're all color coded, you can pull it out and it may give you a different inspirational saying, or it may give you a scripture to refer back. So sometimes using your faith-based community is also another way to help with your mental health. But listening to music, writing, going on walks like we talked about, experiencing nature, and just sometimes just sitting, like you said, that break. Sometimes just sitting and meditating and just trying to decompress everything that you've gone through for that day. And a lot of times we're constantly in anxious mode. We're looking at, what do I have to do on my to-do list for tomorrow, or I didn't complete this task. But sometimes we have to step back and just sit for that moment, like you said, and take a break. And sometimes we don't give ourselves that opportunity. So rest.
Do we see social media affecting mental health more so now than it did 10 years ago? Now, y'all were born into social media. I mean, you're just born into it. But some of the ones that wasn't just born into a lot of social media, do you see it as maybe influencing, positive or negative?
Both. Yeah, both. I would say it has a positive and negative influence. It is allowing more information and education. We're becoming more informed, and people are being transparent and opening up, but also it is negative. I think I just read the suicide rate with the youth is 10 times higher or 2 times higher than 10 years ago because of social media and being influenced and comparison. So it's actually a gift and a curse, but it's also about how you choose to use social media as well.
Okay.
And then so many, I've heard that they also express when it comes to their mental health. They can be busy people, have a great job, a great career, and then be to the point of suicidal, or feeling like they don't matter, or they're just pouring out. So what are some of the ways that, sometimes people are doing a lot of things, but they are lonely, and different things are happening that you never know, they never say. So how can we come, as Adam was saying, we can become real, and it's okay to become real, even though you have these great careers, you're at the top of the ladder, per se. It's okay that something, as you said, something is happening. You're okay, just something happened to you.
I know one of the things that I hear a lot is people who smile all the time are the individuals that may be hurting the most because they're masking. And I think that's how some people go through everyday life through survival mode. It's masking. And so if we just take the time literally and ask a simple question is, how are you today? Are you okay? And sometimes we too, unfortunately, may get caught up in our own busy lives that we don't take the time to seek out and ask our colleagues, ask our coworkers, are you okay? And then not being fearful of what label that may come with it. If I do open up, as she stated earlier, and be transparent. So literally just asking those simple questions that we typically take for granted, it could take probably a lot of stress off of people. Are you okay? Is there anything that I can do? It's literally being selfless and giving to others.
2 minutes left. Let's go around the table again. Give us your name. Tell us, I can do this for you, and this is how you reach me.
Sure. So, again, my name's Tamara Morris. I'm the Deputy Health Director at the Cumberland County Health Department. You can reach us by emailing hellohealth@cumberlandcountync.gov. That'll get you connected to any one of our programs and services. Just would like to plug that, you started off saying that May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are approaching June, and June is also Gun Violence Prevention Month. Our Cumberland County Firearm Safety Team is going to be convening at the Health Department on June 5th. From 9 to 12 and highlighting awareness of that. So if you're looking for opportunities to connect with community, find out about other community resources that are prioritizing safety, prevention, wellness, that would be a space that you can do that in. So again, we're at 1235 Ramsey Street. You can email us at hellohealth@cumberlandcountync.gov or 910-433-3600.
Okay, my name is Heather Stroke. I'm the licensed clinical social worker at the Cumberland County Detention Center. I encourage and welcome all agencies or programs that would like to participate with our Healing from Within program. I can be reached by email at hsroka@cumberlandcountync.gov, or just simply to call up to the detention center and ask for the social worker. They know where to find me. They'll find me.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Tashima Wilson. I'm with the Cumberland County Department of Social Services. We are located at 1225 Ramsey Street, Fayetteville, North Carolina, 28301. Our contact number is 910-677-2532 regarding domestic violence. And if you have concerns in regards to Child Protective Services, you can call 910-677-2450. If you have concerns in regards to Adult Protective Services, you still may contact our main number at 910-677-2451-2238. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you.
Again, my name is Adam Johnson. I'm the 911 manager for the Emergency Services Department, and you can reach me by calling or texting 911. You'll speak to any of our operators who are trained in order to help you get through what you're going through at that time, and we will send resources to you.
Thank you.
Right, I'm Tajay Brown, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker at Cumberland County Detention Center. If you are incarcerated, know that you have mental health services. If you are having a hard time, whether you're having suicidal thoughts or just a hard time adjusting, reach out to us. You can use what they call a sick call. You can ask custody, or if you meet with a social worker, medical, reach out and let us know so we can come and assist you.
Thank you.
I'm Majesty Purvis, a licensed clinical mental health counselor at Cumberland County Detention Center.
Thank all of you again for being with us this morning. Again, we certainly thank God for Cumberland County taking time to give us this program, Rise and Shine Cumberland County, where resources are continued to be known, put out throughout our community because they took time to invest in the community by saying, we want the community to know who's here. God bless you. Thank you to our listening community. Continue to stay tuned to WIDU, a radio station that's knowledge-based and issue-driven. Our time has expired, but we pray that you continue to have a great day. God bless you. Thank you.